away. Welcome to One of the Odds of Football. My name is Anika, aka Bwanika. I've got my two hosts here. BK, talk to me. What's up?
Away. Nah, I'm all good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Pretty?
Yeah, nothing much. Let's just get into it.
Same time. BK, I hear you've got some Champions League questions for us.
Yeah. Let's. I think you're still traumatized from last week.
I didn't want to watch soccer yesterday until I watched PSG.
I know your mindset is already on Europa.
Thursday nights. Thursday nights.
Thursday night. All right. Napoli topped the Group A. Well deserved. Pretty sure. Well deserved.
Yeah. They're doing better, man. Both in the league and other cup fixtures actually. So I feel like they're a team which we have to watch out actually in the last 16 actually going forward.
Okay. Beginning of this season in the Champions League, you would have thought Liverpool come in first and Ajax.
Yeah.
Or maybe Napoli will then fight it out for second spot. So I was quite impressed that they came through Napoli at first spot. But it looks like Liverpool is saving their best form for the Champions League, Anika.
First of all, talking about the whole honestly, man, it was not going to be right in football if Ajax had actually done well in this group. We spoke about this when we started the channel. You can't lose so many players. You can't lose a good coach like Ten Hag. We can say it now. We were not sure when he came to United. But hey, man, we were actually talking about it pre-session to say, or actually I was talking about to say, February is far. A lot can happen. We can find a whole different Liverpool all of a sudden. We might be counting them out now, but we might find a whole different Liverpool. So let's not count them out.
But then, going back on the thing, the Ajax thing, but they have been doing it for seasons. Too many seasons. Like they play one season, they have good players from the academy, they sell the first starting 11, and they come back with a new starting 11. What was so different now?
Well, then we have to go and say that Ten Hag is a good coach. Because
they lost the coach.
Yeah, Ten Hag is the same coach, right? Who took Ajax to the semi-final. We have to say that. And for you to lose such a coach and let him lose all those players all that time, imagine what could have happened. Listen, I love me some total football from the Eredivisie, but it really pisses me off that a big team like Ajax is always losing players like that. It's like they're the academy of the whole world.
Okay. But overall, I think it was a tough group for Rangers. I mean, last season they made it to the final of the Europa. Quite disappointed that they did not progress. Unlike their counterparts in that final, Frankfurt, who progressed yesterday. But can you then say it was just a tough group for Rangers? 0 points, 0 wins.
Negative goal difference.
Jesus Christ. Jesus, these are
so
finalists.
The West, even what you call Victoria, is it Victoria?
Victoria.
Yeah, they are much better. They have negative 19,
but they conceded less goals.
Even Maccabi at least beat Juve.
There's Maccabi. Well, the question you asked became:
was Gerrard still the coach when they reached the final?
No, Gerrard was Celtic.
No.
But sorry, BK, just to get to your question, if we were to put them in any group, Rangers, can we really say they were gonna do better?
Which group?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I doubt.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe the Chelsea group.
For me, they were not ready for the Champions League.
Yeah,
they were not playing like a Champions League. BK, I always say that you have 3 games which you have to win. Those are the home games. Make sure in the Champions League, always you secure all the 9 points of your home games. You understand? You can't be at least draw. You can't lose at home because away it's difficult. You understand?
Mm.
But then Rangers were playing home games like they're away. So that's another thing which it made me feel like they were not ready for the Champions League. Actually, they were not ready. I don't know how they went through. If you're a team and then you know that you are playing a Champions League, you have to attract players. You understand? The players which wanna play the Champions League, go to the transfer window, buy quality players. You understand? Make quality players. So for me, Rangers didn't have the quality to play the Champions League. Actually.
Okay. Okay. I was about to ask if there's such a gulf in, should I say, experience in quality in terms of Europa and UCL.
Yeah.
But I think in a way you answered that question. Let's move on, and I think I'll get back to that question when we move on to other groups. But let's move on to Group B. Theo, welcome. Good to have you.
Okay. How's it, guys?
Away.
How disappointing was Atletico, Anika? How disappointing was Atletico in this group? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm quite happy that they're not in the Europa League.
Why?
United fan and Atleti is just one of those teams, eh? But how disappointing were they?
I would like to agree, not as a United fan, of course, but the style of football you guys now play under Ten Hag, it's good that they are not there. Listen, it's quite disappointing, but it's not shocking now. With their performances that they had, with the squad that Simeone had. Honestly, I won't say I'm disappointed in him. Obviously, I don't like his football. It's really anti-football. But it's quite disappointing, man. I mean, is this how low you want to go? At least Europa, at least, man.
Yeah. But I think we would argue that they have a bit of an advantage over Barca and Madrid because they're now in third and they don't have to worry about European football. They're 9 points or 10 points behind Madrid. Do you think they can make a run, give these two teams a problem?
No, for me, BK, it's more like Liverpool, if I get this right, actually. You can see that there is no way that we can win the league. You understand? There is no way we can win the league anymore. Why not switch your focus to at least let's get a silverware? You understand?
Yeah.
Let's have competition somewhere else. Now that I kicked out in both Europa and UEFA, actually, they are out. You understand? Meaning they're left with 2 silverwares, actually, to fight for. Three, but yeah, you understand? They're left with 3 silverwares, and those are local cups.
Yeah,
you understand? So for me, it was something which I don't know. The management of the team didn't go really well with it. They should have said, "Okay, dog, listen, forget about the league. Let's focus on the Champions League. You're a threat. You have been a threat for so long in the Champions League. Let's see how further can you go on the Champions League. Fight at the Champions League. What do you want so that you can fight on the Champions League? You understand? Have faith on the coach, actually. That's one thing I'm always fighting with Atletico, actually. They don't go that much in their squad, actually. You understand? It took them time to make Griezmann their player officially. You understand? It took, which affected them on the Champions League because they didn't want to play him so many minutes so that they can pay Barca that amount. You understand? So it did affect them. They should have resolved that issue at the beginning of the Champions League. Maybe now we'll be talking a different story.
Okay. I think we all expected a team like Porto to push through. But Club Brugge, talk to me about Club Brugge, Anika. I mean, like I said, beginning of the season, you won't expect Club Brugge to go through. There's Bayer 04, there's Porto itself, there's Atleti. We would have expected maybe Porto and Atleti to go through, but they've really came through in this group, man, and really shocked some of the teams.
You know, when I see teams like Club Brugge qualify like this, it's when I think Chelsea might be the Champions League. Because honestly, it is flipping so surprising, man. I really thought it could be Atletico, Bayer 04, Porto to qualify for the last 16. Club Brugge was the last team in this group.
But
Yeah.
for me, I didn't rule them out at the top 3 actually, because Club Brugge have been there at the Champions League. They have experience at the Champions League. They have been actually they were the unlucky ones at the Champions League because mostly they had groups which had who like so Real Madrid, PSG. You understand? So they have that experience with it. So we're always getting big teams, and we do well because I remember that season Madrid won the Champions League. Was it the year after before the Liverpool? They did well. They played well against. They won 2-1 actually against Madrid away.
Oh,
Yeah, remember the time Pisita was there. They played really well actually. They were playing the football, which I can say, okay, this is a club to look at.
Even last season,
group, yeah, they played very well. So for me, I won't just rule them out. I did expect it, but not the manner how they did it. You understand? Because they almost weighed so many points. They just flopped, out of nowhere.
But regardless, I think.
Can I ask? The way they flopped, okay, I know February is far, I said it myself, but the way they flopped after gaining all those points, should they be worried?
Nah, for me, I feel like it's something they were too comfortable. They were like, we already made it through. Let's relax. You understand? But now they're saying, okay, no, it's last 16. Whenever we go out, we're out. There is no way we're going the other side. You understand? The so-called easy side. You understand? So there is no way. So now they have to pull up their socks. Hopefully they can get good to Tottenham. You understand? Borussia Dortmund. Those clubs where we can say that they have a chance, at least a 25% chance to win.
You don't want
I can tell you who they're gonna get already.
Who?
Madrid.
No way.
I'm telling you.
No way.
I get we know Perez is gonna buy it.
No way.
Perez is gonna buy it. Guys, we know.
No way.
We know,
what
guys.
happened last season? Because you got all the big teams. Where was Perez?
Yeah.
Last
season, you guys were saving from Mbappe. Then you didn't get it. Imagine the money you have now. You buy games, you buy referees, VAR.
There is no way. For me, Madrid are gonna take on let's see.
PSG.
No, not PSG.
PSG have to play
an English team. They're gonna face an English team for me.
Nah, I'm not telling you. Madrid are getting Club Brugge. We can remind me.
Episode
21.
All the English teams.
We'll get to that at the end. At the end, which teams would you like to see play against the most?
Brentford.
All right, okay. So we'll get there. Okay.
We'll get to that at the end. Let's move on to Group C quickly, where Bayern, professional performance. I said it on Tuesday that they might win with a 2-goal difference, and lo and behold, they won 2-0. You guys should start paying me.
Okay, what are you doing on the channel, dog? When I should be rich now.
You guys should start paying me. Yeah, I predicted Benfica. I predicted Bayern 2-0.
You predicted Barca.
Exactly. I predicted Barca way beginning of the season, but it's all good. But I think Inter had one eye on the weekend. They have a big game on the weekend, Sunday. Pretty, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I said it on the channel.
You did.
There is no way that we can go all out while we have a big game on the weekend. And you can see that the league, actually, it's going away from us. So we need those points, you understand, than the Champions League. Because they already knew, though, Barca. They already said
why Barca? Just say Bayern.
They already said
just say Bayern. Why Barca? Just say Bayern. Bayern is gone.
Inter's enemy is not Bayern, it was Barca. The intent was Barca. Take Barca out, you don't care about Bayern. You understand? So for me, it was just a pre-season game between Bayern and Inter. There was nothing amazing between them. While beside they acquired them a penalty. There was a penalty which was supposed to be awarded to Inter at the beginning, and that would have changed the game actually. It was a shot outside the box. Mane was inside the box, and then
let's talk about this.
Yeah, and then it was a handball.
Let's talk about
it. It was a handball.
Did you see it, BK?
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see.
Around 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Yeah, and
where he did this.
Yeah, he did it.
What was he supposed to do?
No, dog. Like his hands were high up.
So it's my face.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What
Well,
was it?
Like dog. It's football, dog. Obviously, you're gonna quit in the face, dog. It's gonna be a head injury. If it goes your face, you fall as a player.
And then now
The referee will stop the match.
guy doesn't win the World Cup.
There is no with the head injury.
Hey.
It wasn't such a problem. So, dog. He's an African, dog.
So what was the supposed to do?
He's today.
What was the supposed to do? It's a reaction to the ball.
Dog.
Have you ever been hit by a ball in the face?
Yeah.
You block.
Dog, you'll have a heading for not for too
Until
long.
afterwards.
Never. It's African, dog.
So, okay, let me just explain what happened.
Mm.
It was a shot, I can't remember from who. So it's coming towards man, like face dog. Having the shot, obviously your reaction is a dog. The fuck.
Okay, it's sure.
So how is that a penalty?
It is, Vicky.
Like this?
Okay, Vicky, let me give you another example. I think there was a penalty against what? I don't know. Oh, the Benfica game. There was a penalty. The player was trying to block the ball, and then the ball hit his leg, and then it went to the hand, actually. You understand? How is that?
It's not the same thing.
Dog, it is. Listen,
Okay,
which one is much worse? Which one is much worse? The money was going in, dog. The ball, like, money was there at the goalpost.
You are
Like,
not
dog, it was in front of the goalkeeper.
Listen, we'll have this discussion after. Let's go.
I think I'll have to watch this video.
Let's go.
I think I have to watch the video.
Yeah,
you
but
have to, you have to.
at that point, I
Hey,
think
that will
for me, I
just take
sometimes get lost
We'll have this
where, in terms of penalties, because I saw the Madrid game as well. 2 penalties awarded to Madrid. Handball, so-called
it
handball.
was the Madrid game.
Yeah, and for me, it was like, really? Is that a penalty? I'm a Madrid fan, don't get me wrong, but I was like, the second one especially, where, I don't know, was it Vini or Rodrigo that shot? I mean, they're about a meter away from the opponent, they shoot, and I thought, that's not a penalty. So it's one of those things, it appears when it just touches the hand of a player in the box, it's a penalty. Same happened to Asensio over the weekend. I was quite upset with that one. Hit him on the chest. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, we get to a point where we don't know what's what.
Yeah.
We don't know what's what. What next for Barca? What next for Barca? Europa?
We have to talk about it. We have to talk about
Barca.
All right,
We have to talk about Barca. And I put it to you,
Huh?
I was gonna say, which team would you like to face in Europa?
United.
As Barca.
You wanna
Okay.
You wanna
fight
for the league?
United.
You wanna fight for the league?
Let me listen. No, I'm joking. The thing is, I'm not sure, man. Remember, okay, let's have a look at it. And I don't know the other teams. Or I can have a look at the groups. It would be nice, listen, it would be nice, if the likes of Arsenal, United, Juve, who's there? Who else? These big teams. Let's do semi-finals. Do you understand?
Sure.
Let's do semi-finals. It would be nice. And also, I think I've said this. There's a channel that I watch, Talk FCB channel. I love the guy. He loves Barca. He's always up to date. But then he's like, I don't understand. Barca back in Europa again. I'm like, dog, we're a Europa team now. You should understand that. If you leave from Champions League and you go to Europa, you're a Europa team. And if you guys don't do well, if those players, if you've got the likes of Pedri, your Gavis, your Baldes, your young players, that's the experience they can get now. Because honestly, you can't go to a Champions League unless you're Ajax. You can't go to a Champions League with a young squad and think you will go.
I take it.
Yeah. But another thing to add on what Anika said, actually, it's that thing, Uti, you're wearing a Barca shirt. You understand? It has a weight on you, actually. It's that thing, Uti, the players' mentality, they have to change. Guys, look at now we're rebuilding the team, actually. You understand? It's not the Barca which carries the Barca.
Mm.
You understand? It's the players actually who carry Barca.
Thank you.
So what they have to do, I feel like Xavi has to have a meeting with these players, though. Sit down with the players, change the mentality of the players. Tell them, don't. We're trying to find ourselves. You understand? We're trying to find ourselves. We're trying to find the right tactics of the team. We're trying to find the right combinations. Actually, you understand? That's why you have your likes of PK on the team. You understand? Your Sergio on your team to bring that experience to talk with those young players. For me, you understand? At the end of it's not like they have to be there or like for a long run. They just need it for a certain period. For now, you understand? Just for those players to get comfortable. It's a rephrase for Barca, for me. You understand? So it's something which they just have to like go to Europa, prove a point. Don't tell yourself that we're gonna win Europa. Don't tell yourself that. Just go there and
Apparently, already
that's what
pundits are
was them
saying.
up last season.
What are you saying, PK?
No, I'm saying apparently they're favorites. Pundits, people all over the world saying now that Barca is favorite to win Europa. They're not
Wow.
even in the Europa yet,
Imagine.
and people are
They're
already
still
saying they're favorite.
traveling. They're still going to Europe.
If I can just get last comment.
Yeah.
Pretty the likes of PK, Alba, Busquets, those guys have suffered. Those honestly, I think those guys must go. Like those guys, I think when they step on the field with a team like Bayern, a big team, the mentality is it's you can say how we used to play. No, right now we need to start afresh. Xavi should be the only leader right there, right now, to say, gents, I want you to play this way. Yeah, and I must stop talking. The Agri was the one busy promising Laporta. I would get into the last 16 next season. Why? Why are you doing that?
It is the basic thing.
Why are you
the
doing
Champions
that?
League?
Why?
But then let's move forward, Vicky.
Let's move on. I think we'll see Barca from Thursday from now on.
Yes.
It's gonna be quite interesting.
That's my jam.
Finally, we're gonna.
That's my jam.
Remember they used to do what to us, Vicky, when we wanted to watch Europa League. They were fuck it. What's Europa? Now they're here.
Now they're here. For the second season in a row. He's here. Spurs leaving it late in Group D. Conte on the stands, got a red card, I think, from a previous game.
Yeah.
Pretty, talk to me. Do they deserve first position? Were they lucky?
Okay. For me, like it was a painful lose actually for Marseille. While I know Aniga's gonna argue for them because they didn't take their chances. But it was painful though. Like the last goal, I even saw the coach, like he went inside the pitch though. Like he saw what was gonna happen. He went inside the pitch, like, dog, go for that player, go for that player, go for that player. But then at the end of the day, they're out. They're out. But for me, it's something which they deserve it somehow. Tottenham, they didn't play well. They defended well some of the matches. The previous 4 games, they played draws and won 2, actually. So for me, he's gonna suffer. The last 16 is gonna suffer if he doesn't change the manner how he approaches matches, more especially at home. So I always say at home you have to be a better team. Score as much goals as possible. So that whenever you go away from home, you can be a different team. You understand? So for me, he needs to sort out this structure, actually. So there are lots of games which are gonna come up at February. I hope he's gonna manage, actually.
And if you're being honest, it was an easy group for him. And I'm thinking of the other teams in the other groups that landed second place, the likes of PSG, the likes of Dortmund. I think these are teams that can beat him. These are teams that can definitely beat Spurs. The likes of Inter, AC Milan, they can definitely beat Spurs because his group was actually easy and he left it late, or Spurs left it late unnecessarily. They worry me, but we'll see. We'll see what team they get and how far they can go. Anika, let's talk Frankfurt. I'm proud of them. Europa champions, making it through to the last 16.
I'm sad for 14, I have to say.
Same here.
I'm really sad. In terms of football, obviously, I've got nothing against Frankfurt. Just because they kicked us out of the Europa, this is not personal. But the style of football Sporting plays is quite exciting. But let's see. It's a good thing for them. I mean, they're doing well in Europe now. So Europa, last 16. Let's see. Let's see where they go.
BK, should I ask you something while you are at that game? Should any team be worried about Sporting coming to Europe?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
No, they're a good team. Actually, when I'm looking at this year's Europa, I feel like it's going to be very, very tight. Salzburg, very good team. Sporting themselves, Sevilla, they won it more times than anyone. Very good team as well. Barca, Juve, Ajax. Yo, bruh, it's and you have United already there. Arsenal. It's gonna be tough. It's tough. This year's Europa is tough.
Yeah.
All right. Group E, Chelsea. Chelsea. I feel like Chelsea, one of those teams like Spurs. Yeah. Let me not say much, but to say that their football is a bit boring, almost like Spurs, but enough for them to go through.
I have nothing much to say in this group. Just that it was kind of obvious for me. It was an obvious group who's going through, and yeah.
Can I ask? If Tuchel was still here, would be saying the same thing.
I feel like Chelsea was gonna be a team which we had to look out for.
If Tuchel was
Yeah. So now they're going everywhere in the group, in the last 16 actually, as underdogs, actually. Also, that's why they won matches against AC Milan, I think. Like they went there as underdogs. Everyone was like, they're gonna lose. You understand? So they came up in those matches as underdogs. And the team which is an underdog, it's very dangerous though.
Especially Chelsea.
And more especially Chelsea. That's how they won the Champions League.
Yeah, that's how they how they won.
So now I can see I can say it on the channel that Chelsea are gonna make it to the last 8 though. They're gonna make it.
Okay.
To the last 8.
Yeah.
No. Big no. That's a big no.
You're saying that they're going out in the last 16.
Well, we'll have to wait for Monday to see the draw, but I just feel like they're not going to go far.
Let's say they get Dortmund.
I would put my money on Dortmund. The way they played against City, I would put my money on Dortmund. Honestly,
it's easy to play against City. Just out there. But yeah.
Okay. All right, Milan 4-0. Yeah, it was a great performance. They really had the hunger to progress to the last 16 for the first time in, I don't know, is it 5-8 years? But yeah, good performance from them. Are we happy with these two? Pretty. Are we happy with these two teams progressing?
Yeah, actually, they're gonna make the last 16 more interesting. Actually, you understand. So for me, my question is, it has a simple answer, but I don't know, Giroud or Benzema though. Like Giroud has had no. I'm not saying that he's a Ballon d'Or winner. You can't compare the two. I know.
Yeah.
But he had one of the best games of his life though. I've never seen Giroud play like that after that 4-0 game actually. He assisted 2 goals and scored 2 goals. You understand? So for me, is Giroud back though? Is the Giroud that we once saw in Chelsea? Was it Chelsea? Yeah. Is he that Giroud again? Because I even watched AC Milan in the league actually.
Are you taking it, BK?
You can start. I will say what I have to say.
Is he the super striker sub? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, you can say that. You just should have not mentioned them there. That's it. But I mean, Giroud has said this, and I love this quote for him. And I'll actually even use it in life. He has said that do things that other people don't want to do. So you will find him assisting and working hard for the team. I don't want to say he's back. He's the Giroud that we know. He's always been like this.
Yeah. I would agree. I mean, there's a stat that I like to throw around whenever we talk about Giroud, that they won the World Cup and he didn't even score a single goal, and he's a striker. So imagine,
And he was playing.
And he was playing every game. He was playing, meaning the likes of Mbappe were scoring the goals. Maybe your Kantes were scoring the goals, but he wasn't. But he did enough apparently to win a World Cup. He's a World Cup winner. That's good on him. Yeah, man. I think that's it on this group. Group F. The representatives of Spain in the Champions League. Real Madrid, the real deal. Again, a good performance from them. Anika, how good is Valverde?
Hey,
How good is that?
Bruh, I don't even want to say it's starting now. If Valverde has been good, he works hard for the team.
Yeah.
I remember against City, he was running back and forth, defense, strike down. Yeah, he's good, man. He's good. He's pretty good. I don't know where I would put him, but he's good.
PK, on Valverde, can I ask a question, Uti? Did the words of the coach push him to be better now, better than last season? Now he's worse though. He's one of those players whereby you won't see him coming. You won't see him coming.
I feel like there's also that Rodrigo can't be starting before me. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah, there's that. There's no way. Sharp. Okay, I've been in the back. I've been waiting for my chance, but fuck it. There's no way. Not this kid.
He's special.
If Valverde is like, I'll fight for the spot. Asensio's been getting injuries. Hazard came and sacked. So I'm sure it came to a point where it's like, there's no way.
No, I think Valverde is quite important to the team. The goals that he scored, I don't know if you saw his goal yesterday.
No.
He had an assist also for Vini. Beautiful assist. I think he's just one of those players that you can't afford to have him out of the squad. Especially with an aging Modric, aging Kroos. You can't afford not to have him in your team. Maybe he can play midfield instead of
anywhere.
Yeah. He's just one of those players, and then it will make space for your front players. But for me, he's a special player alongside Modric. I saw something yesterday. Iniesta is still playing. I think in Turkey. I'm not sure, but he's 38, and Modric is 37, and I'm like, Modric is not slowing down. He's still playing at the top level of football. UCL, he just won another UCL last year, and you have a great player like Iniesta, who's nowhere to be seen. I didn't even know he was still playing. Yes, you can comment as a Barca fan.
Yeah. I'm okay. I might be biased. I might be, but I think it's easier to play in the Madrid system than the Barca system. Xavi and Iniesta, when they saw him now, we don't have the legs anymore to play in this system. Maybe now they'll play under Xavi, you understand? But that tiki-taka that used to be played, and then there was that time MSN, they saw, there's no way. For me, it's easy to play in that Madrid system. Let's defend, and I'll give you a ball. You understand? But in that tiki-taka system, it was, let's pass. Sometimes you have to pass and walk into a space.
Okay, but why is he then not playing for another big team in Europe, Iniesta?
I don't have an answer. I'll come back.
Okay. I think let's leave it at that.
Let's log off and log back in.
Leipzig.
PK, let's log off there.